Let's bring it back to the studio. Benedict Spence still with me, as a Conservative commentator. It is fascinating, the moral equivalence that people are giving. So, well, that was awful, but you know, we're not saying it's OK what Hamas did, you know, cutting open a pregnant woman and killing her baby in front of her and then shooting her dead, which is on camera, has been shown to independent journalists. We're not, you know, we're not saying that was OK, but we are saying that, well, you can understand why they might have wanted to do something like that because of the treatment of Israel, treatment of Palestinians over the years. That's kind of where we're at, isn't it?
I think it's amazing, frankly, that the Israelis operate with the restraint that they do. And I know a lot of people will take issue with that, but it's where I stand on it. They do go to great lengths to try to minimise civilian casualties because they know that the response will be disproportionate from across most of the world. Most of the world actually does not agree with the idea even that Israel has a right to exist. And I think that this is... Yes, actually, I think so. If you look at... I'm not talking about governments necessarily, I'm talking about populations across Africa, Asia, Latin America, surprisingly, actually, there isn't a lot of support for this. And this is because outside of the West, the rules-based international order, it doesn't really exist in the same way that it exists here. And this is something
it's a complete fantasy in the Western world.
This is something that Westerners, I think, are going to learn quite a lot. If they haven't already learnt it from Ukraine or Afghanistan or what's happening now, they're going to learn it when China invades Taiwan, which it's going to do. This stuff doesn't actually matter if you lose.
No, exactly. But this is the thing. Trying to explain to people, actually, it's like, someone drew lines in the sand and they just gave that land to Israel. And they're like, yeah, that's literally how all countries are.
Yes.
No one's had a problem with Syria. Syria was drawn on a map as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it is absolutely extraordinary, the criticism that Israel comes on for. And I've been very critical of things that the Israeli governments have done over the years, and some of the settlements and things like that. But I mean, there's more criticism of Israel than there is of Assad over the bombing of his own people for many years. I mean, massacres of his own people year after year after year. And an awful lot of people who claim they're terribly concerned about people in the Middle East. Absolutely zero, nada, zilch, nothing.
Azerbaijan got away with ethnic cleansing of Artsakh less than a month ago.
Chinese and the Uyghurs.
And I'm telling you, most people don't know where that is. And they didn't know even when they heard about it. They shrugged and they went, oh, well, that's not important.
No.
But Israel-Palestine, right away, people are on it like a rash.
Do you think that the UN Secretary-General has overstepped the mark, that he has clearly taken sides under pressure, you know, whether it's from Arab countries, whatever what's going on, and that, I think the man's an idiot anyway. I mean, he's the man who thinks that the biggest threat to the world is climate change, the climate catastrophe. I mean, sorry, that makes you an idiot as far as I'm concerned. That clearly isn't the biggest threat to the world, even if you think it's a threat, which I don't. But he said that, has he just overstepped the mark? Is it just untenable for him?
Well, I mean, you're asking me what my honest opinion is. My honest opinion is it doesn't matter because the UN doesn't matter. Strong states do what they want and weak ones have to suffer for that.
At the end of the day, weapons the ones that matter.
Yes, he has taken sides, and therefore I think the Israelis are right probably to call for his resignation.
OK. You think he'll go?
Of course not. Of course. They don't listen to what Israel has to say. They only criticise it.
Very interesting point. Benedict Spence, thank you very much.